Katie and Gwendolyn, Robyn and Gizelle, I see you all are in the full swing of your white woman era. Wow. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I wanted to bring you a recap for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 8, part 2 of the reunion. Child. We got a lot to discuss today, okay? Now, before we get into this recap, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary, so YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. Now, speaking of YouTube shooting my content out, I just want to give a huge shout out to Scotch Bonnets, Bonnie Gang, Scotch Gang. In my analytics, the past 2 weeks, okay, I have gotten this report that because Scotch Bonnets have been watching my content longer, my subscribers, okay, since you all have been watching the content longer, that is what has been shooting my content out to other subscribers. Now, when I got that report the first week, I was like, okay, yeah, period. Yes, ma'am. I got it 2 weeks in a row. I said, wait a minute. My niggas really bang with me. For real. So I jumped on a live on Saturday to celebrate 2K. And, I wanted to raise a glass to you all and really celebrate the Scotch Bonnets, because my channel would not have hit 2K as fast as it did without you all. I mean, you all remember I just hit 1K in January. It's only been a couple of months, but these last 2 weeks, I would say in the last week, I've gotten something like 300 subscribers in 1 week. Okay? That is insane. And I credit that to you all. So thank you all so much again. It is so incredibly amazing and humbling to just have the experience of interacting with you all every week and jumping down in the lives. And I love building the relationships with you all that we have already started to establish. And again, I cannot thank you all enough for really pushing my channel and rocking with your girl, getting down in the comments with me every week, hitting the like button. I mean, thank you all so much. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this recap. First of all, get into the nails that I did on Friday. Where's my camera? Over here, just kidding. Did on Friday before my shift, my Sailor Moon set. I finally ordered some Macart rhinestone glue. Baby, when I tell you I went crazy on this set, I am obsessed, honey. I'm actually working on getting some materials and some supplies together so I can start doing some nail content. I know a couple of you have asked me for some nail tutorials, so I'm working on it. There are going to be some other things coming down the pipeline for my Scotch Bonnets. I'm trying to get it together, y'all. Just bear with me. I appreciate you all so much. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. So we start the episode where we left off, this conversation involving Mia, Gordon, Jeremiah, and Ink, and the paternity of this child. Karen is the one to finally say what all of the reviewers have been saying for weeks. Oh, wow, I just got a super chat. By the way, I just wanted to say thank you all for the super chats in the live the other day. You all have been also dropping super chats on my videos, like on my reviews. I really appreciate that. I got a really nice cash app as well. Yeah, I only ever ask that you hit the like button, which is a free way to support my channel. But you all have just been like opening your purse for the doll, and I'm just like, that's amazing. Thank you so much. All right, who was that? Super thanks from Bittersweets. Thank you so much, Bittersweets. Shout out to you. That just came in. So what was I saying here? Karen finally says what we, the reviewers, have all been saying. You all are talking about the paternity of this child. Meanwhile, this child has to go to school. He has to go to school and deal with the kids who have parents who watch this show. Imagine how they are dragging this child down to his school right now. We know that children are relentless, and they are talking about this in such a casual, it's like too casual for me, and I don't like it. Like there's no sensitivity involved in this discussion when it comes to Jeremiah, and it's like, yes, he's going to grow up and watch this, but he's a preteen right now. Kids are very much active on social media. His peers, their parents are very much watching this show. So Mia is a ridiculous person. And the fact that she's low-key about to become the face of Potomac, what a clown. She says that G was clearing out her account, and I'm just curious as to why she didn't have her own separate account. Every woman should know this by now. If you get married to a nigga, y'all have y'all joint shit, you should still have your own account. This is a big, hardback 40-year-old woman. I don't get it. Anyway, Andy is asking Candace and Wendy about Gordon reaching out to their husbands, basically to drag Mia. Mia turns to Candace and Wendy and says that everybody here reached out but you two. Wendy says that Gordon was down to the group chat dragging Mia, okay? And that she could have taken the opportunity to air it out based on how they left off last year. A bitch like me would have done it. She brings up the fact that Mia assaulted her last year. Then we have Gizelle and Robyn, aka Flotsam and Jetsam, off on the side, whispering and talking about, oh, they were just bumping coochies last year. I don't care if they were scissoring last year. If Wendy feels as though this woman assaulted me and I still haven't forgiven her for this, or I need to work through my feelings, I need to process whatever, that's her Pennsylvania privilege. I don't care what happened in between then. Do you get what I'm saying? If Wendy decides she doesn't want to speak up and reach out to Mia, she doesn't have to, and neither does Candace. And when did Candace and Mia develop some big friendship all of a sudden? I've only seen them like really being cool, somewhat cool this year. And when I say cool, I mean Mia not, going after Candace. They've been cordial. Hello, how you doing? You look nice. You look good. That's about the extent that I've seen. This entitlement that is always coming from Mia. At the top of the season, Mia felt as though Wendy should be uplifting her. Where's that hair coming from? Oh, it's not loose. Mia felt as though Wendy should be uplifting her after she got assaulted. Why is the expectation that these darker women always have to do some shit for y'all? Always have to extend pleasantries? I'm just not understanding that. Also, my other question for Mia. Whenever Nneka was accusing Wendy's mom of witchcraft, I remember you all were in Austin and a bird flew over to a fence nearby and you decided that you wanted to ask Wendy, is that her mother sitting up on the fence? So you want to say nasty things about her mother as well as assaulting her, but you feel like she should reach out to you because you and Gordon are going through a divorce? Fuck you and Gordon. And whatever you're going through, good or bad. Mia says this is a sisterhood. Girl, shut up. In what sisterhood do you see people accusing people's husbands of SA? What sisterhood do you see somebody talking about how them and their spouse barely got 2 nickels to rub together? Ashley going after Juan and what's her name? Juan and Robyn. Since when is this a sisterhood? When have these women ever acted sisterly towards one another? Mia, was it sisterly of Gizelle to ask you, is this what cancer, no cancer looks like? Was it sisterly of Karen to call Gizelle a whore from Hampton University?
You're a broken whore from Hampton University, and everybody knows it. And that's why we went to Sing Sing.
Shut up. Everyone is backstage, and the husbands are getting ready to come out. Chris is nervous. He's sweating. He's saying that he's never said anything about the situation, and he's concerned that this is still an ongoing conversation, because when you accuse people of heinous things that are not true, unfortunately, Gizelle, they don't go away. And I just feel bad for the guy. I really do. Now we're on Gizelle's package. Where's Jason? Where's the man that Gizelle brought to the show and lied and said that she was dating? The one who's 17 years younger than her. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I did think that Jason played for my team. My team being LGBTQIA community, okay? I'm one of the girls. I thought he was either gay or bisexual, right? My gaydar is always spot on. Always. I would say for the most part, it's spot on. I would say I'm like 99% accurate with mine. Now, he may not be LGBTQIA, but you're definitely not his type, because clearly his type is real white women, not light-skinned, Smokey Robinson-eyed women who brag about being light-skinned, who brag about passing, because Gizelle has done this. This nigga wanted to get away from Gizelle so bad, he couldn't keep up the facade for more than one episode. He entertained you for one episode, Gizelle. Gotta love that. Now, at the very end of this package, we have a clip of the fashion show where they're discussing Gizelle's dad, and Wendy says that Gizelle made comments about her mother while she was in the hospital, and she doesn't have to say anything kind about her father. Good luck to everybody involved. Now, Gizelle pipes up and says to Andy, before you ask any questions, I just want to say to Wendy, I didn't know that your mother was in the hospital. Gizelle, it's not about her mother being in the hospital. I don't care if her mother is at the top of a mountain. The fact of the matter is that you still spoke of her mother in a negative way to Jamal Bryant. Do you get that? Again, I said this last week. We know that Gizelle doesn't have it all here. She's not a smart woman. There is something cognitively wrong with Gizelle, so we have to slowly spell out what is wrong with this picture. If somebody called your mother evil, regardless of whether or not she was in the hospital, you would never let it go, Gizelle. You would never allow Wendy or Candace to live it down. In fact, what you would try to do is your typical white woman bullshit and try to sick the producers on them to scold them. But nobody scolds you, Gizelle. And this is what I was saying in the episodes prior. Nobody should be talking about anybody's mother. The wild thing about Gizelle is that she never takes accountability for the things that she says. And she's so hung up on the fact that she didn't know that Wendy's mother was in the hospital. The point is, Gizelle, is that you said anything about this woman's mother, period. It doesn't matter where she was. It doesn't matter if you knew or not that she was in the hospital. You spoke negatively against her mother, and you should not have, because if anybody did it to you, it would be hell to pay. What's not clicking? Put the pieces of the puzzle together. Connect the dots. Gizelle is sitting up here. Now she's crying about her daddy who passed away. Apparently, this man was colorist. This is what I heard, allegedly, okay? They say Gizelle's daddy was running for office against Barbara Johnson, a dark-skinned woman, and he called her Aunt Jemima. So you got your colorist ways from your stinking-ass daddy. And then Candace starts crying. Candace, let me ask you a question. Do you think that if your father was dying, that you would get an ounce of this emotion from Gizelle? Where do you generate empathy from for a woman who accused your husband of SA just last year? I like Candace. I enjoy Candace's presence on the show. But she gets under my skin a lot of the times because she extends sympathy and empathy to women who don't give a damn about her. What are you crying for? And I know Candace cries a lot. She's a sensitive, emotional person, as am I. But sometimes, in this instance, it made me wonder, are you crying to stir up empathy or sympathy from Gizelle? Because Andy even points out, well, Gizelle, Candace is crying about your father Does this make you feel anything? And it just makes me wonder, are you putting on right now, Candace? I would have nothing. I wouldn't have a tear. I wouldn't have a droplet of spit for a woman who accused my husband of SA just the year before. I don't care what's happening to you and your family, good or bad. I don't care who died. I don't care who went to college. I don't care who was born. I just don't know where Candace is generating empathy from for a woman who despises her. I don't know, y'all. I was just extremely irritated watching this segment. And then we get into this conversation about Candace and Wendy making faces at the table while Gizelle is talking about where Grace is going to college. Gizelle starts getting indignant once again and saying that nobody should be making faces. Gizelle, you and Robyn are always making faces anytime it comes to anything with Wendy and Candace. It doesn't matter what's being said. So now you're trying to make it seem as though they're deliberately trying to go after your daughter, and that's absolutely ridiculous. You are always looking for something to hang these women out about. It doesn't matter how petty or how small. You want to hang them out for it. But when somebody calls you out for accusing their husband of SA, it never happened. Anything that goes against your own narrative, that never happened. And you're all getting loud and carrying on. Wendy says that she congratulated your daughter and asked if she was going to be an AKA. She said that they even have it on tape. Now, the producers say to Andy that they don't have the tape. I personally think that the producers are lying to side with Gizelle in this moment, but let's just entertain the idea that maybe the producers really don't have this clip. What reason, really, does Wendy have to lie about something as banal as this? What reason, for real? Why are you projecting your lying spirit onto everybody else? You're the one who gets up on here and lies about everybody and their husband. Lied and said that Wendy got surgery because Eddie was cheating. Lied and said that Chris's child is not his. Paternity of Monique and Chris's child. Lied and said that Chris, Candace's husband, grabbed what's her name's butt, Diana's butt. Lied and said that he was a sneaky link and he was trying to get with you and that he forced you to go into the room. You are the one who lies, Gizelle. So no, I don't believe that this woman would lie about congratulating your daughter and simply asking you if she's going to be an AKA. Why would she lie about that, Gizelle? She's lying. It never happened. Never happened. Never happened. Andy is asking Robyn how she feels about Jason since Giselle's always bringing Juan up. I don't know why Andy is asking Robyn this question. Like, Gizelle and Robyn are not always a united front. No matter what happens, they will always be a united front in public. Robyn says that Gizelle doesn't dog Juan out and that she's always around Gizelle whenever she's on the phone or on FaceTime with Jason. So another man that lives in the phone. Andy is asking Gizelle if anything about her has changed since she hasn't been a pastor's wife anymore. She says that at her core, she's the same. At your core, you are completely rotted, Gizelle. So if you haven't changed much since the time you were a first lady, I know you were giving them people hell in that congregation. And again, I ask that the people of Jamal Wayward Dick Bryant's congregation come out and speak up about what type of first lady, what type of pastor's wife Gizelle was, because I would like to know. If you haven't changed and you are still the same at your core, you are rotted. Candace's package. Now, Andy brings up the defamation suit. An audience member is asking this question to Ashley about, why is she pretending that she didn't know about the lawsuit? And I believe that Ashley knew about it. I believe that not only did she know, I believe that Ashley is the one who convinced Michael that he should be suing Candace. Yes, I do. Yes, I sure do. Ashley Darby always has the worst intentions when it comes to Candace. The way she wasn't even present for the fight with Monique and Candace, and she still went to court and testified on Monique's behalf. The same way she orchestrated a story about Chris getting in her DMs. Meanwhile, Chris was only replying to a story asking them girls to come to his bar. She was trying to make it seem like Chris was flirting with her. The same way she orchestrated Deborah accusing Chris of flirting with her last year. She brought that girl down to City Winery and she was like, Candace, she wants to talk to you. She wants to talk to you. And Candace was like, I don't want to talk to Sesame Street. And she's like, why are you running away? Why won't you just talk to her? Ashley, the troublemaker, the main ringleader besides Gizelle of the fuckery on this show. The same way that Ashley brought Dahlia down to the fashion show to fight Candace, because why was that girl wearing a fighting ass outfit? Why was her hair in a high top bun? Everybody knows that when you come with your sweatsuit and your leggings and your little athleisure wear and you got on a high top bun at an event, you came to fight. Ashley orchestrated so much fuckery on this show, but then she wants to act like, oh, I had nothing to do with the lawsuit. Candace's mother is right to think Ashley has something to do with this. She's absolutely correct. And here we have Candace once again being naive to the fact that, oh, I don't think Ashley had anything to do with this. Candace, be so fucking serious right now, girl. Be so serious. You know what? After this next reunion, it's like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm done with the show. I'm not contributing to a culture of anti-blackness anymore. I'm not doing it no more. I'm off. Shout out to Potomac. That put my channel on the map. It connected me to so many wonderful people, but I'm not going to continue to watch this show with these women with their lies and their nasty spirits. I'm just not doing it no more. Then we have Gizelle saying that nobody was more supportive toward Candace when she had that fight with Moniece. Gizelle, the reason that you were supportive or pretended that you were supportive toward Candace at that time is because you hated Monique. Monique got under your skin. You tried to play Monique when she first got on camera and you were like, oh, so where do you live? You don't live anywhere? And Monique was like, oh, I have 4 homes. And she gagged you and she cracked your face. And after that, you had it out for Monique. I remember. The North remembers. I was there. Outside of that, you never gave a damn about Candace. Your only concern was getting Monique off the show. You're so supportive of Candace, but you turn around 2 seasons later and accuse her husband of SA. Then we have this conversation about Candace's tweets, saying that, you know, we have these white adjacent women saying whatever they want and getting away with it. This is what the audience has been saying for many years. Then we have Robyn crying and acting like a victim because she was accused of colorism. Let me break it down for you really quick, Robyn. The reason that you're being accused of colorism is because Karen has called you all kinds of dumb, dingy, and ditzy bitches.
It's not a comment. It was a question. You know the difference, right?
I know Webster extremely well. I'm extremely intelligent. Robyn, you are the dizziest bitch sitting at the table.
The dizziest what?
Bitch.
The reviewers that I watch who were at BravoCon said that Karen let Robyn's ass have it for like 5 minutes straight. Made her cry. She should lose her job. But we don't see Robyn going after Karen. Robyn will go as far as to bring a boombox to try to expose Candace, her alleged friend. Meanwhile, Candace didn't even say anything negative about her on the live. Robyn is going to pick up her phone and record and smile in delight and glee at the pain of a darker black woman being assaulted by another light-skinned woman. But then she wonders why we say that she's colorist. She's sitting up here crying like a white woman. Instead of wondering why people accuse her of being colorist, it's so hurtful, it's so painful that I would be accused of such an... I can't believe it, I've never heard that before. You and Gizelle have been bragging about having green eyes from the moment that you stepped onto our TV screen. You and Gizelle calling yourselves the green-eyed bandits is rooted in colorism. Newsflash, we can see that you both have green eyes. People with light eyes always want to go out of their way to remind people that they have light eyes. We know. We can see them. But I've never seen you go after Karen. I've never seen you go after Gizelle. We've never seen you go after Ashley, who Ashley you really could have went after, Robyn. Right? She's the one who went after you in Juan's marriage. Said y'all only had 2 nickels to rub together. Always used to bring up Juan's cheating and how he was running through the streets. Ashley used to drag the dog shit out of Robyn. And we have never seen Robyn hold Ashley's feet to the fire, but Robyn wants to wonder why we're calling her colorist. Gizelle says that she doesn't have any problem talking about colorism because she went to an HBCU and she was part of a sorority. Now, here's the thing about that. Have you all seen the movie School Days, written and directed by Spike Lee? I'm going to give you a brief synopsis. It's these two sororities against each other, the dark women and the lighter women. They have this song called Good and Bad Hair, where they are talking about colorism and featureism. This may have been around the same time that Gizelle was actually in college. I'm guessing like the late 80s, early 90s. How old is Gizelle? Maybe it was in the late 80s. At the time that Gizelle was in college, colorism was so rampant within the community. The conversations about colorism were not happening to the extent that they are happening now. Yes, people were aware of colorism. People were aware that people have preferences toward people who are lighter. At the time that Gizelle was in college, people were openly okay with being colorist and openly okay with stating that they have a preference in light-skinned people and women, especially. If your preference is that you only date light-skinned women, your preference is rooted in colorism. Your desires have been colonized. Period. Shout out to the People's Oracle, Dana Lynn Knuckles. She always says that, a lot of people have colonized desires because of what they have been fed in the media to believe is beautiful. Gizelle trying to bring up that she was in a sorority and she went to an HBCU does not land in this moment because, Gizelle, I believe that you were hazing them women. I believe that you were nasty. I believe that you were filthy and disgusting like you are now. If you're this way now, as a big, hardback 50-year-old woman, imagine how you were back in college when you were not as self-aware. Well, you're not self-aware now, but we don't have the self-awareness or wisdom that we have when we were, younger. Speaking of colorism, I did mention this in my live. I'm going to show you guys the screenshot of a comment that I got. They took it upon themselves to comment on some content that I had when I first started my channel, and I was doing a lot of makeup-based tutorials and things like that. They went out of their way to comment on one of my videos to tell me that Gizelle and Robyn look better than me and that those women don't have to wear weave. Let's unpack this, right? Number one, the assumption that I wear weave because I'm a brown-skinned woman is rooted in colorism. These inches are mine. Let's start there. I don't wear weave. Gizelle and Robyn consistently wear weave, and both of their shit looks tore up. Gizelle's hair at this reunion is the first time I have ever seen it look nice. The first time I have ever seen Gizelle's hair look nice. Even when she has her hair slicked back into a ponytail, it looks ratty, filthy, matted, wispy, and a mess. Robyn has got on TV screen all season with her head looking a matted, ratty mess. Tracks exposed, hair not combed. Robyn has not so much taken a brush to her hair all season, but Robyn and Gizelle fans want to jump down in my comments with colorism to try to tear me down, to try to give me a complex about my hair. Knowing that a lot of women have a complex about their hair, they assumed that my hair is not real. Robyn and Gizelle fans are down in my comments attempting to deconstruct my femininity on behalf of two colorists. Do you see how colorism begets more colorism? If I did have a complex about my hair, what if my hair wasn't real? It's fine if it wasn't. It's fine if it was a wig. Now, a lot of people do think that my hair is a wig. They think it's a weave, which I'm used to. I don't have a problem with that. And this is a comment that I've seen. I actually experienced this a couple weeks ago in the neighborhood talk comments on Instagram. There was a post about Tyrese defending Puff Daddy and saying, oh, he's good for the culture, we shouldn't throw him out, blah, blah, blah. And I said in the comments that Tyrese has 3 rice grains rattling around in his head, and a disgruntled Tyrese fan came and told me that my wig looked a mess. Now, to say that it looks like a wig, once again, I understand that. Everybody assumes that it's a wig, but to say that it looks a mess is just a lie. To tell me that Gizelle and Robyn look better than me and make a comment specifically about my hair, you had to come for my hair because you knew you couldn't come for this face. When it came time to make this face, God was clocked the fuck in. My ancestors were on time and clocked the fuck in. So you can never clock the mug. You can never talk about my face or call me ugly. So the next best thing is going after my hair. Assume that it's not real. Assume that it's weave. But I did gag a Robyn and Gizelle fan that day when they learned that, yeah, the inches are all mine, sweetie. Get into it. On the topic of colorism, Candace did piss me off last year saying that she didn't believe that there's any colorism in this group. Then Karen pipes up to say that out of all the Bravo women, this group of women is the one who has the range to talk about colorism. Karen, no the hell y'all don't. Because if we got Robyn and Gizelle crying about being accused of colorism but not dissecting why they're being accused of it, y'all don't have the range, sweetie. And I'm glad that Wendy spoke up in this moment. If I did a show on colorism on this show alone, we would be talking for over an hour. I'm dead ass. So the husbands come out. Andy is asking Chris if he thinks that Robyn was plotting against him with Gizelle. Chris says that he's tired of talking about it. Andy is asking Chris about the woman who claimed that she was having an affair with Chris and got pregnant and had an abortion. And then Robyn is asking about the screenshots and are these Photoshop? Robyn keeps asking this question over and over and over again. What about the screenshots? Are they Photoshop? Are you saying they're Photoshop? Robyn, you got some big fucking nerve asking somebody else's husband about anything about screenshots. What about the screenshots of Juan down to the laundromat with Coach Bree, down to the nail salon? Where's Juan right now?
Are you afraid of what you might say when you drink?
No, I'm not. But you should be concerned about what Juan says when he's drunk.
Okay, Karen.
And Candace is just sitting there, letting Robyn talk to her man like this. You think a bitch like Robyn could ask me anything about my man? Could ask me anything, period. But especially about my man? Are we in the Twilight Zone? Are we in the Twilight Zone? Girl, I'm just like really appalled at Robyn, like really interrogating this man. You got all this energy for Chris. I have never seen you have this energy for Juan. I have never seen you interrogate Juan. You go with whatever Juan says. And then you call Juan on the phone and he tells you to stop calling him and you get to crying. You got all this energy, all this smoke for everybody else's husband but yours? Girl. Then we have Gizelle saying that the woman accusing Chris of his affair said that Gizelle has nothing to do with it. Why would she specifically speak up and say that Gizelle has nothing to do with it? Now, this bit of information is making me believe that Gizelle absolutely had something to do with it. If you would go out of your way to accuse this man of SA and say that he grabbed Dahlia's butt, I don't put anything past you, Gizelle. You would absolutely hire a woman to say that she slept with Chris and got pregnant and had an abortion. I absolutely believe it. I don't put shit past Gizelle or any of these women. Her, Ashley, or Robyn. Andy is asking this shady ass question to the men about why is it important to support their wives. Now, we're looking at Robyn's face looking all crunchy while everybody else's husband is up on the stage except for hers. I told y'all, leave Juan alone, because he's with Coach Bree right now. He's with one of his girlfriends. Leave that man alone. Let him cheat in peace, okay? She don't care. I don't care. But anyway, that was the episode, you all. Go ahead and hit the like button for me on the way out. Let's get down in the comments, honey. You know I want to hear from y'all. And I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.